Hello everybody, this is English for You, the program that helps you improve your English, sharpen your listening skill and hone your, sharpen your listening skill and hone your speaking skill. A very warm welcome. In the studio I have my Fazeka students, talented students. Kata, how are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
Good. Szabolcs, what's up?
Fine, I can feel the summer outside.
Good. Victor, how's it hanging?
I'm fine, thank you very much.
Good. Victoria, how are you?
Fine, thanks.
Great. Today's special guest is the Reverend Kenneth Mackenzie, and we usually, a very warm welcome in the studio, and we usually ask our guests to speak, and by their accent, we usually guess where they are from. Now, I don't think we need this time, because I hope you can say where this gentleman is from. If you say that he's from the Appalachian Mountains and he's a hillbilly boy, then I'm going to dash out of the studio and never come back. So where's he from? 1, 2, 3?
Scotland.
Great. I told you that they are very, very talented students. Good. Ken, would you be so kind as to stand up and just show your wonderful clothes? First of all, let me turn to my kids. Can you name Ken's clothes?
He wears a tuxedo or...
Not quite. So, over to you, Ken.
Well, the obvious thing, I suppose, is the tartan, and it's a kilt. It is called a kilt, this thing that some people call skirts, and we get a little bit offended at just that word, but it is a kilt, and in fact, this is, someone said a tuxedo, this is the dress, the more dressed up version of what a Scotsman might wear if he was going out for an evening, for example. Often people go and just wear a T-shirt or a regular shirt with a kilt, but more often than that we're dressed a bit more appropriately, like you folks here, on this hot summer day. Okay.
Right, and I think, what would you call this?
Does anyone know what we would call this?
No.
It's called a sporran. S-P-O-R-R-A-N.
It's going to be on the projector.
Oh, it's going to be up
Good.
there, okay.
And what about over here?
Well, I'm in what are pretty regular shoes, in fact, but we would call them brogues in Scotland.
The shoes?
The shoes are the brogues. They're usually black, and sometimes we have dancing shoes, and that usually involves having some long laces tied up here. I'm not sure why. Maybe to help keep our socks up.
And there's one more word on the projector.
There's one more word in the projector. And this is kind of hidden away here, but I wouldn't be allowed to take this into an airplane anymore, but this is a dirk, and it's really a sheath knife.
Oh.
And it looks a terrible thing, but it's got a practical, there's a practical reason for having one of these. Many of the people who wore the kilt, first of all, didn't wear such a well-made kilt. It was just a piece of cloth wrapped around them, and they'd find somewhere to put their little knife for use for all sorts of purposes. I have found my sock, and most people put it in their sock, and it's because...
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Sit down, please. So we have these 4 words here: kilt, sporran, and there was the dirk and the brogues, right? Good. Now, yeah, here they are. Good. Now, I looked up the dictionary and I found 4 Scottish words. At least I hope that they are Scottish words. Would you read them out?
The first one is loch. The second one is glen. The third one, bray. And the last one, burn.
They are Scottish words,
They are
right?
Scottish words.
Thank you very much. You reassured me. Now, can you come up with the English versions? Maybe just one of them. Kata, please.
The first one is lake.
Yes, and the rest?
I don't know.
No idea. Okay, could we have the next picture? And then I checked the dictionary, and I would like you to help me, whether it's true or not.
The first one is lake. You're right there. Let's just have it right. Glen is a valley. I was born in a glen. and on a hill community, and Bray would be the hillside. It's absolutely
true.
right. It's just the slope going up. You talk about going along a road that you go up the Bray, is up the hill,
Good.
or up the hillside. And Burn is a stream. It is not a river. It is definitely a stream.
Good. Thank you very much. So we have already learned 4 Scottish words, and I asked for a photo, a family photo,
Yes.
and it's going to be on the projector pretty soon. It's an absolutely lovely photograph with lots of kids.
Lots of kids.
And I hope you don't mind my saying so that everybody is a lot nicer than you are in the picture.
Yeah.
All the kids and your beautiful wife. And would you introduce your family saying the names?
Yes, the oldest in the family is the girl right in front of me, and she is Mary. And then in front of her is our smallest child, our youngest daughter, my youngest daughter is Kirsty. The little boy is Rory.
Would you say it again?
Rory.
Okay.
It's got lots of R's. We like R's in Scotland. And Catriona is the other child there.
Now, does it mean that everybody speaks Scottish Gaelic in your family? Because I believe that these names are Scottish Gaelic names.
They are Gaelic names, but in fact, in our generation, nobody speaks. None of us speak Gaelic. In my immediate family, my 2 sisters are married to people who speak Gaelic most of the time as their first language, and all my grandparents spoke Gaelic only until they were 5 or 6, and then they learnt English.
Good. Can you say something in Scottish Gaelic?
I can say a little bit in
Yeah.
Cud Mili Fauci would mean 100,000 welcomes.
Would you say it again?
Cud Mili Fauci.
Good. Very nice.
It's 100,000
Good.
welcomes.
Right. Now, Ken is, well, we can see a map of Scotland, obviously, and you can see Edinburgh,
Yep.
and Glasgow.
Glasgow.
Here. And I believe that you are from the Highlands, somewhere from Inverness.
Inverness is right.
This area, right?
Right there.
Right there.
Just that.
Right. So Ken is from Inverness, from the Highlands. And we're going to have a fantastic picture of Highland, and it's going to come up pretty soon. And I would like you, Kata, to describe the picture,
Okay.
will you?
I can see some ruins in the picture. It might have been a cathedral or a castle. There is, I think there is a lake in the background, and the grass is pretty green. Well, it might be somewhere among the hills because there is a slope in the background also.
What would you call the slope in Scottish English? Check
It's Bray.
Bray.
A brae?
Yeah.
Good.
It's a pretty nice picture. I like it very much.
Can you guess the name of the lake? It's the most famous lake in Scotland.
Loch Ness.
It is.
You
It
can-
is. And can you say the name of this castle?
This is, I think, Urquhart Castle.
Say it again.
Urquhart.
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 Urquhart Castle. Right?
I can even spell it. But
Yes. Have you ever been there?
I've been there several times, many times.
Have you ever seen Nessie?
Not in such a way that, not up close, no. Only in pictures.
Because I checked and it says that there is an official Loch Ness Monster exhibition.
There is. There is an official, not too far from there, in fact, just round where the hill or the brae goes round into the little bay that's there. There is a little town, and that's where it is.
Thank you very much. I have another fantastic picture, and to me, it means Scotland, but maybe I'm wrong. But you tell me whether it's typical or not. Victoria, would you like to say 1 or 2 sentences about this picture?
There are also ruins in this picture, so maybe it might be typical that you maybe used to have a lot of castles built in ancient times, and it's very romantic this way.
Thank you very much. So how typical is it, this picture,
This
this
is
scenery?
quite typical. I think that probably this picture is of a gateway in a mountain wall. You know, there's a wall to separate one area from another, built from rocks that would be lying around there, and this is typical of the Highland area.
Up north.
Up north. This is probably Glencoe or somewhere like that.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you very much. Now we're going to have another picture, and I have turned it into a multiple choice question. So A, B, C, and D. A, a pack of wolves. B, a swarm of bees. C, a herd of cows. D, a flock of sheep. So which one would you pick? 1, 2, 3.
D.
Everybody, please. 1, 2, 3. D. Excellent. So this is a flock of sheep, but I think you can connect it to your life.
Yes, I was brought up in, as I say, in the Highlands of Scotland. I was brought up on the hills and on a farm where until I was 24 years old, I was a shepherd working on my parents' farm. So I used to have a dog very much like the dog that you can also see in the background just there. Our sheep had black faces mostly. I don't know why, but these could easily be Scottish sheep.
Yeah. When I introduced you, I said, meet the Reverend Ken. Was I right, or should I have said, meet Father Ken?
No, I think that in our tradition, you would talk about the Reverend Ken.
And not the father. And you are a priest, right?
I am a priest or a minister. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, because we have these 4 words:
yes.
Minister, vicar, pastor, and preacher. So what are you? What kind of a priest are you?
Well, I am 3 of these things, but not the 4th. Well, or at least not. There's one that I am not. And
which one is that you're not?
I'm not a vicar. I suppose I could be classed as a vicar, but many people would call me a vicar. We have in our congregation many people from England who would use the term vicar much more often.
Because it's the Church of England.
It's more of an expression you would use in the Church of England. In the Presbyterian tradition, we would talk about ministers. Every church has a minister. I like the term pastor. It is also used more in the, I suppose, a more of an American word in some ways, but it is used also in Britain, and here, Leilke's pastor, I think it's used. And preacher, well, I preach every Sunday or most of this.
So, meet the Reverend Kenneth, a minister of the Scottish Mission Church, and we're going to see something. But first, I would like you to watch a scene, and somehow I would like you to connect this to Scotland, if you can. So would you roll the tape, please? So I can see some kind of confusion. Can you connect this to Scotland in any way?
What?
Yeah, Victor, please.
Maybe the man who planned the bridge was Scottish.
Was
But I'm
Scottish,
not
and
sure.
not just the man, not just the designer. The designer's name was
Macadam.
William Clark, I would say. William Clark. And the master builder who came here to help build the bridge was also a Clark, Adam Clark. But they were just namesakes. They weren't relatives or relations in British English. It's just a namesake. And they came to Hungary, at least Adam Clark, and Adam Clark died here in Hungary. So he became an honorary Hungarian, I would say, right? And I think you recognize the film.
Hedenberg.
In English?
Bridgeman.
Bridgeman. Good. And you had a role in Bridgeman.
Well, I had a role in the background in that I was asked about the Scottish connection at one time, and there was. I actually went to help out with one of the scenes, and I got involved in it. They had a picture, only it was going to last about 5 seconds, from behind of me blessing the builders, but they cut it.
They cut it. This is one of the reasons why the film is not perfect.
I understand that, and I'm going to go looking for that in the film.
Okay, good. Right. Now we can see. Would you read it out, please? What we can see.
It says
here?
St. Columba's Presbyterian Scottish Mission.
And can you connect it to the Chain Bridge?
Yes, the Church of Scotland, around the time that the Chain Bridge was being designed and built, were asked if they would send. We were sending people all over the world to Africa and various other places, and we were asked if we would send somebody here, a minister, to preach to the English-speaking people that had come here to to help build the bridge. And so that is one reason, the main reason, in fact, why the Scottish Church started here. Since then, we've had a long history. That was in 1841.
1841. They came here, the Scottish mission came here in 1841. So they've been here for more than 150 years. It's more than the Turkish invasion. It just came to my mind. Right.
These are not linked, these things.
Now, we have wonderful shots of the building, the outside and the inside. I would like you to come up with an intelligent guess. Guess where the building is, guess the district. Okay, would you roll the tape, please? Cotta, have you got a guess?
Could it be in the 8th district?
8th district?
Let's say 7th.
7th?
8.
8.
Ken?
It's close. It's in the 6th district.
Right, and it's a wonderful building.
It is.
Now, the whole building belongs to the mission, the Scottish mission?
No, this building was built in 1910. The whole building, it's an enormous building, and it was built as a school by the Scottish mission. And we had a school there for many years. And then when the war came, the Second World War, there were some changes. So we still have the use of the chapel in the building, but not the whole school. The school is now a regular school that, like the schools that perhaps some of you go to.
I've read somewhere that your congregation is international and interdenominational. Now, I understand international, but would you help me explain this?
Well, we are a congregation of the Church of Scotland, and I'm sent here by the Church of Scotland. We have very close links, in particular, with the Hungarian Reformed Church, the Reformed Church in Hungary. But the people who come, generally speaking, are from many different backgrounds. We have they come primarily because they can come to a service that is in English on a Sunday morning. So we have people who are Anglican and people who are from all sorts of different backgrounds and no background whatsoever. People just
and some Hungarians.
We have some Hungarians come
who
because
who want to practice their English.
Possibly, I'm not sure if that's exactly the reason, but mostly they come because they know people who are in the English community. Perhaps they're married to somebody in the English-speaking community.
Right, and we filmed a very nice poster, Sunday school, Shunday, Sunday school. So what about the kids and the church?
Well, we have because the English-speaking people here in Hungary have the majority of those who are living here now, who are native English speakers, have come in the last 10 or 12 years. So it's quite a young community. And we have a lot of young people who come to the church.
Thank you very much. We saw a fantastic plaque inside the chapel. A plaque, I mean, this is a plaque. You can see what it is. It's self-explanatory. Would you help me read out this?
Yes.
The Jane Haining.
You want me to read the Hungarian bit?
No, the English one. Don't scare me. The English one.
Miss Jane Haining, matron of the Girls' Home of the Scottish Mission, was carried off by the Gestapo from this place on the 4th of April 1944, who died a martyr's death. Erected by the members of the Budapest Scottish Mission on the occasion of the Dr. Andrew Doig, moderator of the Church of Scotland's visit.
Thank you very much. So Jane Haining, she was here from 1930...
1935 or 1936.
And what was she doing in the...
She had come... the school was primarily... It was a school for girls, and primarily Jewish girls, and some of them were living in the school. Some of them were the impoverished ones. And Jane Haining was amongst a number of people who came from Scotland. Mostly the staff were Hungarian, in fact, but she came from Scotland. She came to be what we call the matron. She looked after the children. She was not the teacher. There was a head teacher, Hungarian woman. She had more contact with those who stayed in the school overnight.
Yeah, and I read in this booklet, and you can see Jane Hanning's picture, and I read in this booklet that she was charged with a couple of crimes. The list included that she had worked amongst the Jews, that she had wept when seeing the girls attend classes wearing the yellow stars, that she had listened to the news broadcasts of the BBC, that she was active in politics, and this was the only charge that she denied. And she was taken to Auschwitz because of this. God bless her.
Yeah. She is the only Scottish person, I think, to die in Auschwitz.
Right.
Where so many Hungarians died, very many.
Right, let's go back to, let's talk about something else.
Yep.
What is the period which is the best to join the Scottish mission? The best 6 weeks, so to speak?
There are 2 periods that are good to join the Scottish mission. I think what you're relating to is, I'll say that a lot of people come new in September because many people come to the city new then, but the time that most happens, not just with the Scottish mission is only a tiny part of the Scottish community here, but the Scottish community here in particular put on a number of events between the end of November and I suppose the middle of January.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you. So St. Andrew's Day is on the 30th of November. And what's going on? Dancing, Scottish dancing?
St. Andrew's Day we do have some Scottish dancing, and there's usually a St. Andrew's Day ball, we call it, in the British Embassy, no less.
Right. Now, we're going to listen to a song, and I wonder if you recognize this song. Okay. It's going to come up pretty soon. Do you know the title of this song?
I know the title to this song.
So what is it?
I'm maybe the only one in all of Scotland that knows the title to this song, but this is a song called Mrs. Jane Mackenzie. She is my wife. It was written for her birthday recently.
Oh.
Good. Congratulations. And then we have New Year's Eve.
Yes.
A lot of drinking, champagne, dancing again?
There's a lot of drinking, champagne, dancing any time, but particularly New Year's Eve, yes.
Yeah. And the third one is Burns Day,
Night. Yeah.
Burns Night,
Yeah, Burns Night,
which is the 25th of January. And Burns was the, well, can you say anything about Burns?
Well, not that you don't already know. He was a great poet and well known throughout the world, but he is certainly very well respected in Scotland.
Right. Right. And I think we're going to listen to something. I mean, it's going to be in Scotland in a pub, and they're going to talk about Burns. And I would like you to listen to this. According to the speaker, what is the importance of Robert Burns? Would you roll the tape, please?
He wrote nearly 350 songs. Songs that a quarter of them are masterpieces. Ye banks and braes, all lang syne. My love is like a red, red rose that's newly sprung in June. My love is like the melody so sweetly played in tune. As fair art thou, my bonny lass, so deep in love am I, and I will love thee still, my dear, till all the seas gang dry. And they say we're tongue-tied as Scots when it comes to love. Don't you believe it? We've got Burns to draw upon, and we can glory in the fact that he saved part of the language of Scotland, and he gave us this glorious treasury. It's almost equal with the name of Scotland. Gentlemen, I ask you to be upstanding and drink with me the immortal memory of Robert Burns. Robert Burns. Oh, the quaint towns
So how real is it? I mean, there are societies and people.
For sure, all over the world there are Burns societies. Well, there are Caledonian societies that would have Burns nights, for sure.
Right, and the speaker said that Scottish people owe their language partly to Robert Burns. And bye for now, and we're going to sing the song which you have to sing if it's about Scotland, and obviously it's Should Old Acquaintance Be Forgot. So would you like to join in and see you next week? Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot for sake of old lang syne? For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll tack a cup of kindness yet for this old lang syne.